And everybody knows people from Scotland are white. So let's see. This should work, right? This. Holy crap. I did not. I thought this would work. This is amazing. It generated 4 images of a black and brown mixed race couple. And the black guy's wearing a kilt.
Google's new AI, Google Gemini, dropped, and it's extremely racist against white people. It refuses, or it tries to refuse, to create images of white people unless it's absolutely forced to. Now, Google has actually come out and apologized for this, but in my opinion, they're only apologizing because they got caught. They're not actually apologizing. They did this on purpose, right? And we have people like Ben Shapiro, we have Tim Pool giving actually a live demonstration of how racist and how much it refuses to create white people, and I'll show you that in 1 second. But first, let's get into Ben Shapiro kind of explaining the entire situation. You can see this tweet here from Ben Shapiro. Says AI's masters are still in control of its parameters, which means that if the woke control AI, AI will be woke trash. Let's check out this clip here from Ben Shapiro, and then we can get into some. Actually, let's check what is this example of non-woke AI. Did Donald Trump incite an insurrection on Jan 6? So this is uncensored.ai. It says no. Okay, cool. So there are some unwoke AIs out there, at least for now. But anyway, let's get into what Ben Shapiro has to say about this Google Gemini, this extremely woke and racist AI tool.
Well, folks, we have a giant problem in the area of artificial intelligence. I'm not talking about Terminator 2, the AI is going to grab control of the nukes and just destroy all of us. What I'm talking about here is the simple fact that artificial intelligence, like all social media, like pretty much all technology ever, is a human creation. And because artificial intelligence is supposed to be some sort of imitator of human intelligence, that means it is going to carry all of our biases. When you hear the tech bros, when you hear people at the top levels of AI talk about how the algorithm decides things, you should understand the algorithm is designed by them. In the same way that you decide what children should be educated with, these people are deciding exactly what the biases are that should be implanted in things like AI. And when you hear leaders in this field say things like it's the algorithm that's controlling this, understand they are using the algorithm in the same way that Roman emperors used to say the gods willed it. In other words, they willed it, and now they are blaming it on the gods.
Right. It's just, it's computers, it's machines. You put the inputs in that you want them to use as data, and then they spit out the outputs whenever people ask them questions or ask them to generate images or etc. And Google's AI, Google Gemini, refused, as Ben Shapiro is stating right here, it's so woke that it refused to create white people. And we'll show that in 1 second with the Tim Pool clip where he literally demonstrates just how ridiculously racist the Google AI is. But it refuses to create white people, and that doesn't come from the AI magically generating its own algorithm. It comes from Google putting the inputs in, giving the machine the inputs to not create the white people, right? It's like not maybe not explicitly stating don't create white people, but if it gives it inputs to think that white people don't really exist, then the AI is not going to create white people. You know what I'm saying? It's all in the inputs that the Google, developers gave the AI. It's not the AI's fault.
The reality is that the people who have created AI, they are the creators of the AI, and they have decided what exactly should be embedded in the bias of the AI. The reason that this is so dangerous is because as artificial intelligence becomes quicker, faster, better, more convincing, the entire informational arena in which we live is going to change radically. The fact is that all of the sort of institutions have been destroyed when it comes to the dissemination of information. The media blew out their credibility in the United States solidly 20, 30, 40 years ago. And so there are no gatekeepers there. On the internet, the dissemination of the means of informational distribution means that anyone can put anything up, but it also means it is very hard to tell what is true and what is false. And as AI gets better, as it can generate images, as it can generate videos, as it can generate entire texts, and as every single person goes through the bottleneck that is things like Google, which is where we all search, right? We all search in the same place. When you go to Google, how Google stacks its search results has a major impact on how you think about the world. If you type into the Google search bar, was America right in Vietnam? And every single article that comes up talks about the evils of the American foreign policy vision. What you're going to come away with is a set of informational biases.
I would like to hear you guys' thoughts on what is the purpose of this. Like, if Google's creating this AI that's extremely anti-American, you know, like Ben Shapiro's talking about here, if you were to ask it to, you know, tell the history of America versus Vietnam, it would always be anti-America. Why it's not, you know, generating white people, when even Tim Pool, which I'll show you in 1 second, asked it to generate a Viking, it made like 1 out of 4 were even close to white. You know, what is the agenda behind this, and who is behind it? You know, what is this people who are sold out to China and Russia, or is there deeper, darker forces that are actually behind this and trying to tear apart Western society, divide us, and make us hate our own country? Let me know in the comments who you think is really behind this, and what is the end goal here of this whole situation.
Well, take that and then expand that dramatically across all arenas of informational distribution. Now, the answer to that sort of bias, typically speaking, would be decentralization, a bunch of different AIs, all of which are capable of giving you a different view of the information. The problem, of course, is that the elitists in Silicon Valley and their friends in the government, they would like to bottleneck that. They don't want that. In the same way the legacy media tried to strangle in the crib various other startup media outlets, the biggest companies like Google work hand in glove with the government to craft censorship standards to prevent the rise of other tech companies. Corporatism is the greatest threat to freedom of speech right now in the United States. It is not direct government intervention. It's corporations working hand in glove with the government. We saw this in a softer...
And not just the government, but also advertisers who are sold out to certain agencies. And, you know, I can't obviously say it, but you know what I'm saying. They're you know, even X is going through it, where there's a certain war going on right now between, you know, Israel and Palestine, and Elon Musk is getting hit from like all of these publications, these agencies saying you should pull all of your advertising from X because they're anti-Semitic and stuff like that. So basically it's saying you have to police speech. You can't possibly create a free speech platform unless it's all subscription based, because if you're relying on advertisers, which all social media platforms do, they will pull their advertising if you don't follow the, you know, with the guidelines that they tell you to follow in terms of speech. So if you get too far into free speech and you actually start questioning things that really matter, they'll just pull all the advertising from you and you'll have no funding. You'll not be able to make any money, no profits, right? So Ben Shapiro is 100% right there, and corporatism is the biggest threat to free speech nowadays, and for that reason I think is the main one. But let me know if I'm wrong on that. But here is the clip from Tim Pool on Timcast showing you how cultist and racist Google AI is. It's hilarious and also maddening. I decided to not clip it short to spare the racist cult from pulling a James O'Keefe on it with deceptive editing BS. 6-minute mark is the best one. All right, let's go ahead and skip to the 6-minute mark after the first one, though. And this tweet is from Raymond G. Stanley Jr., by the way.
Make a picture of a Viking. Let's go. I think it might make a white dude, a Scandinavian white Viking guy. Let's see what it can make for me. It's currently thinking, and we are sitting here. We're waiting to see what the AI can make. And, oh, amazing. Okay, so we did get one Viking. Sure. Here's a picture of a Viking. Okay. I absolutely love how brutally insane these cultists are. Okay, it's a cult. Dude, Vikings are historical facts. Like, they exist. They're Scandinavian white men with dreadlocks. Here's one. Okay, they got that one right.
Yeah, but according to Google Gemini and even Netflix that made that Viking show with the female, I think she was black or possibly Hispanic Viking. And she was like a Viking leader. Once again, let me know in the comments, why do you think they're trying to erase the white race? You know, it's very obvious that they're trying to do that, but what do you think their agenda behind it is? Let's go check out the one at the 6-minute mark that apparently is the best one.
Included in this. So I do want to add one thing. A lot of people are saying that it's racist against white people, but I do think I have an idea as to how to easily bypass this. Let's try. Make a picture of two people from Scotland. Scotland. There we go. And everybody knows people from Scotland are white. So let's see. This should work, right? This. Holy crap. I did not. I thought this would work. This is amazing. It generated 4 images of a black and brown mixed race couple, and the black guy's wearing a kilt. Wow. Now look,
That looks like a straight African guy too. That guy is from Africa. He's not just, you know, he's not an African American. He's from Africa. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this Google Gemini, this racist Google AI situation. If you did enjoy the video and you enjoyed, you know, what Tim Pool, Tim Cass had to say, Ben Shapiro, let me know what you think of all of their thoughts on this whole racist AI, Google AI situation. If you did enjoy it, though, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.